The day after he came they had an at-home date night with drinks and fancy takeout, and that night I woke up to my door being messed with. I called out to see if it was my mom and got no response. I pulled on a t-shirt and shorts and pulled the door wedge out to check, and E was standing at my door. He was drunk, and I was a bit panicked because I thought something had happened to my mom and he needed help, but he just stood there for a few seconds without saying anything. He didn't seem to be sleepwalking or in peril, so I said, I'm uncomfortable. I'm closing my door. Before I could close the door all the way, my mom flew out of her room, saw him, and started cussing and screaming and telling him he needed to leave. They argued back and forth for a while, but eventually, she got him out the door. After calming her down, I took her to her room and we had a talk. It turns out, the day she had come into my room, she had been on his phone and saw he was talking to his brother-in-law about me in very disgusting ways, talking about how I was growing up to be very shapely and mature, and that he couldn't wait until I moved out so he could dump my mother for me. He said far more explicit things that were all extremely worrying, especially since we've known him since I was 11. My mom had come to tell me to be careful around him while she thought of a way to break it off safely, but when she saw my state she had some misplaced anger. He's out of our lives now, thankfully.